Hey, welcome to Calvin's Got Game. I'm Calvin. This is my youngest son, Ethan. We are going to give you our top 10 favorite games we like to play at this point. Fair enough?
Yeah.
It's been about a year since I started this channel, and I made a top 5 board games of my favorite board games as my first episode. Well, since then, my game library has grown a little bit. Would you say that?
A lot of it. Yeah.
A lot of it. Okay. So it's grown quite a bit. So my taste in games have changed. If you want to see what those games were, please go back and watch the video. It's the very first one I ever done. The camera's horrible. The lighting's horrible. But if you want to go check it out, go ahead. But we're going to give you our top 10, and I'm going to let you go ahead and tell me what your number 10 is.
All right. Well, my number 10 is Regular Show Flux.
Flux.
Which is, I think the reason I like this game, it was one of the earlier games I was introduced to, as well as the constantly changing rules. Just the hectic, just craziness of the game, plus the theme.
The theme. You like the Regular Show.
Yeah, Regular Show was... I really like that show. And, it kind of is nostalgic to a point, I guess.
Well, I've never seen, I think I've seen Regular Show once or twice when you guys were watching on television when you were little. I don't really care about the theme on Flux. I like Flux itself. So you're trying to put out keepers. The rules are constantly changing because everything's in Flux. I like the game as well. It's not a bad choice for number 10. Well, my number 10 is... Rattlebones.
Yeah.
My kids don't really care for it, I don't think, as much as I do, but I like Rattlebones for 2 reasons. One, it's simple. You're building dice to score points. Rattlebones is moving around this countdown tracker as you're moving up the score tracker, and when you meet, the game's over. It's pretty fast, pretty simple, a lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot. Not sure these guys do as much.
It's just we feel like it's a little overplayed, although we don't really play it too much.
We really don't, because I log every game I play on BGG, so I know it's not played near enough. These guys think, oh, we played that yesterday, so, you know.
I mean, the dice aspect, the changing of the dice, that's cool, but...
it's very cool. I like it a lot. Because the game is never the same. And it has different cards you put out on the board to make it better. So that's my number 10. Your number 10 was Flux. Mine was Rattlebones. I'm going to give you my number 9 now. Number 9 is, my phone keeps going off, The Castles of Burgundy, the card game. I picked up this card game probably about, 3 or 4 months ago. I did a trade on BGG. I really enjoyed this game. This game's a lot of fun. It's easy to play, easy to learn. There's a lot going on with this little card game, but I really enjoy it. I think it's quickly becoming one of my favorites, as it's on my list right now.
I've never actually got a chance to play it, but maybe we'll get it to the table eventually.
We'll definitely get it to the table, because I think you'll enjoy it. You've got to do certain things. These cards work 2 different ways. One, they're used for buying things, and the other, you're building them to do other things. So it's really a neat system on that the Castles of Burgundy card game. So what is your number 9? Sir?
My number 9 is Gloomhaven.
Gloomhaven.
Which is a... Big box role-playing game. It is... I really just love the aspect of writing a story for your character, having a background, and then, making your own character and letting him live through his story. I think that's a really cool thing, and the only reason it's so low on my list is because we never get it to the table.
So say never. It takes a big commitment to get it to the table. And if you're going to play it with a group of people and you start playing with a group of people, I like to play the game with the same group of people. So if they're not here to play it with me, I don't get it to the table. So maybe we can start a campaign with just the 2 of us, and we go through that, and maybe do some live plays of that.
Because we have played the game once, and it left a very good impression on me. I liked the game a lot. I liked the detail in the storytelling. I thought it was really nice. Yeah.
Well, I've actually played it more than once. I played it at the local game store I go to with another guy who had the game before I did. So I got to play it at least a couple of times. I really enjoy the game too. But you might be surprised this didn't make my list because I haven't gotten it to the table as much.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so let's. That's our number 9. So what's your number 8?
My number 8 is King of Tokyo. The Battle of Monsters.
The Battle of Monsters. It sure is.
Now this game.
Why do you like it so much?
It's
It's in your top 10. It's not higher up on your top 10, but
it's the theme. I really love the theme of being in Tokyo, giant monsters fighting. You know, I just think it's a cool theme, and that's pretty much the main reason it's on my list. Is
I think your friends like it a lot too.
Sort of.
Yeah. So I mean, your friends like to play it. Me myself, the game's okay. It's a lot of rolling dice, which I love rolling dice. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, rattle bones.
A lot of rolling dice, but I think the game was a little overrated, and I know I'll probably get a little comments on that. Somebody will comment and say no, but I think that people hyped it up more than it probably deserved. It's a good game, don't get me wrong. I enjoy playing it. I think it's a great family weight game.
Yeah.
I really do. I think families would enjoy playing it. Well, my number 8, we're on number 8, right?
Yes.
Yes. My number 8 is Coup. I love Coup. You get 2 rolls. You get to decide, and each roll has a special action that they can do. And so taking those actions is something that I really enjoy. I think just bluffing, because no one knows who you are, and there's only 3 cards of each character, and there's one card that just gets abused, and you know what it is.
Yeah, the Duke.
The Duke just gets abused. Everybody says they have the Duke, and at some point, you know somebody's lying, or it could be you lying. So somebody's going to get called out, and when you get called out, if you can't prove that you have it, you have to lose one of your cards, and if you do have it, they have to lose one of theirs, and you'll get a new card. So love the game. The concept is just awesome to me, and it's better with more players than it is with fewer.
I really do like those types of deductive games, you know, the hidden rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, my number 7 is
Way
Love
to roll.
Letter.
Love Letter.
Love Letter. Which is a hidden rolls game. So basically, you earn the princess's favor, and it's just a quick, simple, easy to teach game that you can get to the table just to warm up or just to have a quick little fun game. It's a good game.
What I find is when you do bring it out and you play it, you don't just play one game of it. Most of the time, everybody wants to play again. So, and it doesn't take long to play it, 15, 20 minutes maybe, depending on who's playing and how well you're doing. But, your games are kind of, you got a small one here, you've had midweight, big Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
So, mine's been kind of steady there. Coup's probably the smallest game I think I have.
I think my list is going to have a very wide variety.
Well, that's good. I mean, if that's your favorite games, that's your favorite games, right? Well, my number 7 is Pandemic. I love Pandemic. I work in the health field, kind of. I work for a health department, I guess, and I enjoy the theme of Pandemic, and that it's co-op is even better for me because I love co-op games. I think that Pandemic is just an awesome game. It's a good game to teach other people in the cooperative genre.
Yeah, I like the theme of that game. It's not something we get to the table too often here, but it's a pretty good game.
I get to play it a lot at the local game store.
Yeah.
You should come up there with me sometime.
Yeah.
Now that you got that big driver's license, you can get up there on your own.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I enjoy Pandemic. That was my number 7. So let me go to number 6.
Yeah, you probably did.
Number 6 is Deception: Murder in Hong Kong. I love this game. This game is fantastic. Not fantastic. But fantastic. Even though if you do wear Vans, you may enjoy fantastic. But this game is fantastic. It's probably better with a lot more people as well, kind of like Coup. The more you have, the better it is. You have witnesses, you have accomplices, you have a murderer, and you have investigators, and you have a, what is that person called? Forensic scientist. And the forensic scientists know who the murderer is. The witness knows who the murderer is, and the accomplice knows who the murderer is. But the accomplice trying to help the murderer get away with it. The investigators trying to catch the murderer. The murderer is trying to kill the witness so they can get away with murder. And the forensic scientist trying to give you all the clues you need as the investigators to solve the murder. That pretty much sum it up.
Yeah, pretty much. I think my favorite part about the game is playing the murderer and watching them helplessly just look around and have no clue. They're over here guessing somebody you know for sure is not the murderer.
Right. Well, you're trying to throw shade on somebody else, so you're hoping they call somebody else out as a murderer so you can get away with it.
So you want to try to pick stuff that's similar to other stuff that people have, and it's a lot of fun.
And also, the witness, though, can help lead people to it, but you don't be too obvious because the murderer knows who you are and they pick him as a murderer. He's got one last shot to kill the witness.
Yeah.
So it's a very good deduction game, party game, if you will. And I think it's just fabulous. That's why it's my number 6. All right.
So my number 6 is going to be, I don't think you're going to like this one too much, and I don't think really anybody would agree with this, but it is Super Fight.
Yeah.
Specifically the one with the anime deck.
Okay. I understand why you like the game, but you go ahead and tell everybody why you like it.
I love to argue.
There you go.
This is a game all about arguing. You get a superpower and a character, and you can put them together, and you compare it with someone else who has a character and a power.
Superpower, yeah.
And you argue about which power. It's good. I don't know. It just brings a lot of conversation. It gets everybody.
Everybody gets to vote too, so you kind of sell yourself.
And it seems like it gets everybody involved. Everybody gets,
It does.
It's a fun game, and the reason I like these specifically the anime one is because I love anime.
Right.
So that is just.
It's not one of my favorites. I'll play the game a little. I don't like all the arguing. I may have the best. I may have Bill Clinton with a flamethrower, and somebody has some little mouse with a machine gun, and they'll say, "Oh, they win because the machine gun beat the flame."
Well,
it's just horrible.
The mouse can get in Bill Clinton's shirt and just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of scenarios that they'll talk about and do. So
I think there's locations that comes with the anime one as well.
Okay. So if you like arguing and you like testing your skill of selling your product or your something to other people, this game's for you. I just don't find it that intriguing. I really don't. But hey, good pick.
I know a lot of people will find it fun.
Oh, all your friends do. Yeah. They like to argue too. So, all right. So what's your number 5?
All right, my number 5 is Sentinels of the Multiverse.
You know what? I thought about that one, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on it.
Well, I mean, I really like this one. We don't get it to the table a lot.
No, I do like it too, very much.
But it's a fun game. It's not actual heroes, but it's just heroes.
They're generic.
Generic heroes. But I like the deck. I just like the theme of it, and the cards go along very well. I don't know. It feels good.
Well, each hero has their own deck of powers.
It's unique.
Yeah, and then you're playing against a villain, and sometimes you're playing against a location. A location can help you or hurt you. And so as you're playing through this, and it's cooperative, so that's another reason why I like the game. We don't get it to the table enough.
Yeah.
We need to play that one soon.
Yeah.
I really like the game, and I thought about putting it on my list, but I was like, there's so many other games I enjoy playing more than this one. So, and one of the problems about your gaming, having a game collection is some of the good games fall to the wayside and you don't get them to the table as much. So, I'm trying to work that in. I'll do better.
It's just, I like this game over the deck building ones because this one's got a pre-made deck and everything, and I don't have to purchase stuff too. That's a lot more.
Oh, you're talking about like the
DC
collectible card games.
I'm talking about DC deck building where you still have to fight the villain and stuff.
Oh, yeah, and you're still drawing cards out of the middle. Yeah, I agree with you. I think I like this one better than those myself. So, that was your number 5?
Yes.
All right. Well, my number 5 is Dungeons & Dragons Tomb of Annihilation. Now, I just picked Tomb of Annihilation. I like The Wrath of Ashardalon. I like Legends of Drizzt. Castle Ravenloft, which I don't own yet. They're basically, I like the system of the game. and they have great scenarios, great play. The monsters do a certain thing. You don't have to have a dungeon master or someone. It's not an all versus one. It's cooperative, and I like that. And each hero has their own deck of cards and their own unique abilities, which I really enjoy.
All right.
So, you don't like those?
I like the game.
I was
it's
wondering.
it's a role-playing game.
I was wondering if you dug that or not.
It's a good game.
So my number 4. We're up to number 4. My number 4 is Legacy of Dragonhold.
I figured this one would be on there.
Yeah, it's on there.
This one would be on there.
It's on there because, and we've only played it once.
That one was like my top 13.
Yeah, we've only played it once, but I really like the choose your own adventure aspect of the game.
Yeah.
You're building a character. You give them attributes. You read the story. You make choices, and each choice has a consequence or advantage or a reward. I just really like the game. I really want to get it to the table more.
Yeah, that's a good one. That, like I said, that was in my top 13. I was either gonna put that one or Gloomhaven on the list, and I decided Gloomhaven.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, we need to get Gloomhaven to the table.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. My number 4 is Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game.
Yeah, I can't go with you there.
Yeah, I know you can't talk about this one at all.
I'm not a fan of the show, nor am I a fan of the card. I did play the beginner set we had at the local game store.
He did try it out.
I did.
I do like the original card game with not all the newer stuff. The newer stuff I actually haven't really got into too much. I do plan on getting back into the game, but recently me and my friends have picked it back up, and I do enjoy the game. It's a lot of strategy. I feel like it just keeps me busy.
So what's the difference between you liking this one, and I'm not sure if Magic's on your list or not, but what's the difference between liking Yu-Gi-Oh? I mean, they're both played in cards and Magic.
Yu-Gi-Oh, just in my opinion, is slightly easier. You don't have to tap mana. You don't have to.
Oh, okay.
It's just simpler to me. There's different types of summons, but I still love the game. It's got good effects. You can build any deck you want, and you can still be able to beat somebody. There's no overpowered decks.
Okay. So there's no card that's like, ooh, it's too hard to beat.
Well, most of those are tournament banned.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a good game in my opinion. I just really enjoy playing it.
Well, I can't say a whole lot about it because I don't play it. But if you like it, you like what you like.
Yeah.
So. Well, what about our number 3?
All right, my number 3 is Legend of Drizzt.
It's that D&D system.
That's why I didn't say anything when you were talking about tournament
Okay.
narration, is because I already technically had that on the list, kind of. Because Legend of Drizzt, I feel like it falls under the rest of them.
They all use the same system.
Exactly. I like this one the most because we played it the most.
Right.
And I know the entire storyline to it. I liked this story. I liked the...
I think we've actually completed that one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I liked that one a lot, and I just like the D&D role-playing type thing.
I've already told you how much I enjoy the system. I think the system is just such a great...
And the randomization of it is
the
really
monsters
nice
and stuff that pop out. And sometimes you think those monsters are overpowering, but you still find a way to conquer them and move on. The game is just... they're phenomenal. And I would recommend them to anybody.
And it's still got a ton of replayability.
Hey guys, we had a little bit of technical difficulties there. Mm-hmm. We had to straighten some things out. Camera got jacked around a little bit. So we're going to just start out again with my number 3.
Yeah.
He did his number 3. It was Legends of Drizzt. We're going to kick into mine. And I think my number 3, dadgum this phone. My number 3 is Zombicide Black Plague. Zombicide Black Plague is, man, I don't know how to say it, awesome.
Fantastic game.
It is fantastic. I played this game a lot. I got to play it as our local game store had a release to where they had these special things, and I got my, what is his name? Bruce. My Bruce character and his card and stuff. So I was really happy to get that. They had some great scenarios to play through. We played about 3 or 4 of them. I still would like to finish that, and I got some friends that would like to finish that as well. But Really love Zombicide Black Plague. Man, them zombies just keep coming and coming.
I've actually played through most of the scenarios by now, so.
Yeah, you have. You go up to the game store quite a bit with your friends and play it. Yeah. So that was my number 3, Zombicide Black. Do you have anything else to say about it?
No. It's a good game.
It's a great game.
Like another one of those RPG. It feels like an RPG D&D type thing.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Well, you're crawling through an
it's like a dungeon
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. What's your number 2? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right, my number 2 is, that's right, I went last. My number 2 is something you guys don't like to play either. Dead of Winter. A crossword game. This game is fabulous. The aspect of having a trader, maybe or maybe not in the game. It also gives you some scenarios that you have to do to win the game, on top of winning the game as a survivor. That makes you look like a traitor sometimes. So the suspicion is always there. This game is awesome. I really enjoy it. I can't get my kids to play it with me, so I have to play it at the local game store. The folks I play with there, they're more than happy to play it, and I just appreciate them for that. If you can find you a local, I'm going to plug a local game store real quick. If you can find a local game store and get you a game group going, man, there's nothing better. You're building friendships and having a great time playing these board games. So, anyway, that's my plug for local game stores. Guys, find you one. All right, that's my number 2 was
Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter. I even forgot what it was. Dead of Winter.
I don't have much to say about that game, rather than it's okay. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was okay.
Well, I think we didn't play it when we played it together. I don't think we played it as well as we should as far as following all the rules. We missed a few rules in there, but when we got it to the game store, we started playing it more and more, and reading the rules better. It's a phenomenal game. You'll have to give it another shot.
All right. My number 2. Here's one of the crossovers. Zombicide Black Plague.
Zombicide Black Plague. How can you not go wrong?
I had to put it on the list. I just thought it was a great game. I, like you said, play it all the time.
You do play it all the time.
I want to play it here more often, but we don't.
My copy, and this is no lie, I don't think my copy even has the cards open on them yet.
Yeah,
we usually played at the local game store.
Yeah, I don't think it's been used.
I bought it. I don't even think I broke the seal on the cards.
Yeah.
So I enjoy the game as well. I think it's fabulous. You know that. It's my number 3.
I'm not even sure if Brody's played the game.
Yeah, my other son Brody.
Yeah.
I love the game. He likes it. So if my kids like it and I like it, it's a winner for me and my family because we get to get it to the table. All right.
I recommend that game. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
People should definitely get it. Yeah.
If you've never played
game.
Zombicide Black Plague, and I know they got the Green Horde and they got all these other ones, but Zombicide Black Plague, probably my favorite. The medieval kind of thing really does it for me. I would probably play the other ones. I just haven't.
Yeah.
Because Zombicide Black Plague was the first one I jumped into. So I think that's why I like it so much.
All right. Well, I'm pretty sure you know what my number 1's going to be.
I have no idea, to tell you the truth.
Betrayal at House on the Hill. So.
Betrayal at House on the Hill. Well, guess what?
Yeah. It's your number 1?
My number 1 is Betrayal at House on the Hill as well. What you go ahead and tell what you like about the game, and then I'll add on.
First off, that was the first major board game we were introduced to.
It was the first modern board game I went out and bought after I got back into the hobby.
Yeah, and not to mention, I've played it several times, and most of the time I get a different scenario. There's just so much replayability with the game.
50 different endings in it.
Not to mention we have Widow's Walk.
We have Widow's Walk, the expansion, and if you have Betrayal at the House on the Hill, I say it's a must to get Widow's Walk. What do you think?
I agree. It's an amazing game. I love the theme. I love the horror theme. I love how it's different every time. No matter what, you're exploring the house, it's going to be different every time. And having Widow's Walk just makes it even more different.
It does.
And then I got to say I do like this one better than Baldur's Gate. That's why I put it on here.
We own Baldur's Gate as well.
I like Baldur's Gate.
When you say Betrayal at whatever, I'm in. Okay? Yeah. And they got a new one coming out, Betrayal at House on the Hill Legacy.
Yeah, which we're getting.
We're getting that when it comes out. When it hits the shelves, we'll be on top of it. So, Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, like you say, it's missing something, and I don't know what it is.
I think it's the theme. I think Betrayal at House on the Hill is the horror theme is what we fell in love with. with that game. But I mean, the replayability is awesome. Like the different scenarios, they're cool. But I feel like the Baldur's Gate didn't capture the traitor and the horror theme like we wanted it to.
Well, most of the scenarios that we actually ran into on Baldur's Gate were cooperative endings.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I don't mind that, but I like the horror theme.
And the traitor is just a good aspect.
It really is. And I would recommend, I know there's some issues with the stories in Betrayal at House on the Hill. You sometimes have to house rule some things or figure it out. I understand that. But for the money that you pay for this game and the amount of time you're going to spend playing it with friends and family outweighs any kind of glitches in the storybook. What do you think?
Oh, it's definitely a game worth checking out.
Man.
Some of my friends actually got it, and he asked me after he got it, he goes, well, I was thinking about getting Baldur's Gate. Did I make the right decision? I was like, yeah, for sure you did.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's our top 10 favorite games for now. I'm sure this will change.
Maybe.
I know that as I get more in depth into the hobby, which I'm culling games, I'm taking games out of my collection, bringing stuff in. It's getting out of hand at some point. So I really enjoy the board gaming hobby. Guys, get a board game to the table, spend time with friends and family, and get a board game to the table. Thanks for watching Calvin's Got Game. Guys, I would like to know what your favorite games are. So please comment below. Just put your favorite game. One favorite game that you like more than any other. I would love to hear it. Thanks for watching Calvin's Got Game.